There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2024 Acura ZDX, $299 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
We are live. It is the Raw recap here. It is Monday night, and Raw was on Netflix as always. I want to thank everybody that's already in the chat. You're watching us on X, on Facebook. Appreciate y'all taking a Monday night out and checking out the show. Overall, I thought the Raw was a good Raw. It was I wouldn't say a very good Raw, but a lot of good matches on the show. And, you know, there was a lot of little subtle, I don't want to say botches because they're not botches. Just you saw it at the end on the main event. The count again. One of the things that used to be the refs count is 1, 2, 3. If you kick out, you kick out. If you don't, then you know. And in that instance, Finn Balor would have been counted out. You know, but overall, this show accomplished what it needed to accomplish. One, of course, filling up the Elimination Chamber matches, which now you have Roxanne Perez fills up the women's side, and Seth Rollins in the main event, of course, gets the last spot for the men's side. You had the continuation of the Jade Cargill storyline with Bianca and Naomi showing up and going after Liv and Raquel, which on SmackDown, and if you watched that, you saw the Nick Aldis played the video, which, again, I still feel there's more to this than what's out there right now. I'll leave it at that, because they show the whole incident, but then they show them walking back into the building. If I remember correctly, I believe where they were loading Jade was right by where the incident happened. So at some point, again, they can play this out and they can long play this. But I believe there's more to it than just the simplicity of, oh, it was it was Liv and Raquel, who will now get a tag team title match next week. Frankie said there was a big botch when Braun Breaker speared Dom. No, that was the best thing that happened on the show. Braun Breaker taking out Dom was the best thing that happened on this show. So there we go. It started off with Sami Zayn going to the ring. And again, this is one of those things where it wasn't the chipper Sammy we usually see where he's out dancing around, smiles. I like the fact that at least it's a serious Sammy. I didn't want him to come out and play to the crowd, and he didn't. He was still playing his injuries. He just kind of waved to the crowd. And again, when you get into situations that are very personal, very real feeling, these are the things like when they brought out Adam Pearce, I thought it added another personal touch because Adam Pearce has been down the roads that were traveled with Sami Zayn and KO. And when, he's like, Aldis told you no, I've told you no, the doctors have told you no, what are you trying to do here, Sammy? And then he does the whole thing about, if we do this match, I'm not going to be able to stop KO from, wrapping a chair around you or, dropping you on your head. None of that stuff I'll be able to stop. Kind of, aiming toward the Sammy side. And then Sammy comes out of the ring and he says, but if you give me this match, you can't stop me from wrapping a chair around Kevin Owens. You can't. And again, these to me are, and this is where these two are, again, they talked about it where they said they've been, together their whole careers. Their careers have kind of followed each other. And that doesn't happen often, but it does allow for you to get the realness of this feud. You're able to play it up as, jealousy and everything else, but now you've taken it a step further of trying to end my career. Sami Zayn at one time said there's no forgiving, no forgetting this time. You tried to end my career. The other times was jealousy and everything else. This time, though, you tried to end my career. That's when, shit gets real. You know what I'm saying? In a way, when you look at it, and with these two, however you want to look at it, but they are very good in the ring with chemistry, and they trust each other, which always leads to things you may not trust doing with other people. So I'm going to be very interested to see what they pull off. I don't really like. I get it that it's an unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber, but like I don't feel like that. Like, okay, so they're gonna get Elimination Chamber. They're not gonna get a Mania. They're not gonna get. To me, that's the one thing there. Cheyenne said the 3 count that should have been a 3 count for Rollins, but the show would have ended too soon. Yeah, but also it wasn't supposed to be the 3 count. It just either, I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if Finn Balor lost track of the count or if the ref went. It was a plain when you watched it. It was 1, 2, and the ref did the swim under, and instead of going straight down, and that should have been the 3 count. Honestly, in a regular match, that's it. And then hey, you go off the air when you go off the air. I mean, that right there. You made the ref just look terrible. You made the ref look terrible in that situation. Oh no, it was way visible. Way visible. I mean, when you have the whole crowd chanting, "Ref, you suck." Yeah, there's more to it there. Were you hating the drone views? They only did a couple, man. And they didn't do the Jey Uso entrance, which I was very happy about. And we'll discuss that in a little bit more. I like the Judgment Day promo again, just showing the different dissension amongst the members of Judgment Day. You got Dom, Liv, Raquel, Actually, when they did the walk-ups, it was Finn Balor by himself, and then Dom, Carlito, Liv, and Raquel walked up as a separate group. So you saw a little bit of dissension there. Then they go to the back, and Dom's kind of talking to Liv about, we need a new member, this and this. Dom comes in and says, we could have 3 members in at the Elimination Chamber, and then Judgment Day will be back in business. He said, after I beat Seth, Raquel, you need to take care of Roxanne. And, of course, Liv is already there. But, of course, as we know, as the night progressed, neither of those two make it, and now it will be just Liv Morgan representing Judgment Day. So we'll see how that goes, but I just like the fact that, again, nothing long, nothing, crazy, just a little bit of TV time to get that point in the dissension across. Frankie said they better never be friends ever again. No, they'll be friends right after WrestleMania. The other thing that I wanted to ask, and I don't know that everybody gets the same commercials. I don't know if it's a regional thing or if everybody gets the same, commercials, but they couldn't have done a better job with the Real American Beer commercial. I don't know how many people saw that. And if you did, what was your thoughts on that? Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is the best Hogan and the Real American Beer can do. This promo, like, I would have rather had him come out to like the I'm a Real American song and have that playing better than whatever the hell that was. When they came back, it was AJ Styles against Dominik Mysterio. And here's another thing I got, and here we go. 2K25 ratings, and I get it. This is video game ratings, all right? But how the hell is AJ Styles an 85 and Dom is an 84? How the hell is that? You're telling me Dom's 1 point worse than AJ freaking Styles? And then they bring out Raquel, and Raquel's an 86. I get it. It's video game ratings. And I know I posed on X and I got back. It's because Dom doesn't get injured. Dom's a workhorse, this and that. I'm like, okay, all that's true. All that is accurate. AJ got injured. Dom has stayed healthy. He's been a workhorse. I get all that. But to tell me that, like he's an 85 and Dom's an 84? Like, oh. Those ratings are almost as worse as the AEW win-loss records being on the screen. Just useless. Frankie thinks Dom should be a 94. Yeah, I think he should have retired 94 years ago, but I don't know if he's a 94. I thought the match was very good, AJ. And again, it's AJ, and Dom is definitely, a workhorse, has picked this up so well and does so good. And he was there for everything that AJ was doing. And of course, the finish of the match with the way that Carlito, the low blow and all that stuff. And then Dom goes up for her Karana. AJ Styles catches him in the Styles Clash, gets the 3 count, a great finish. And then Braun Breaker pops up, goes to spear Styles. Styles steps to the side. Bam! He nails that. He nailed 84 out of Dominik Mysterio with the spear. And then they had the face off. He rips the shirt off. He throws it into AJ Styles. Nice catch there. It's like the receiver gloves, like he says, stick 'em. Just catches the shirt out of midair. And I'm ready. I am happy. I would look forward to seeing what they do moving forward with AJ and Braun and see where that goes. Also, AJ pulled up to the arena in the car that won the Daytona 500 last night, driven by William Byron. Of course, it was not the car that won it because that car is still in Daytona, but a car similar to the one that was probably the backup car. They rode to the arena in Charlotte, North Carolina. William Byron was there wearing the big gold belt. Looking good, Mr. Byron. Looking good. Dakota Kai took on Ivy Nile next for a number one contenders for the women's IC title. And I tweeted out before the match, I said, if Dakota Kai loses this, we riot. Because after all, like kind of with the Ivy Nile and the Lyra Valkyria stuff, I was like, there's no way. There's no way they are going to have her lose this number one contenders match to Ivy Nile, right? And man, there was a couple times where I was like, no, she locks in the, it took her a little bit. It was a little sloppy, like the transitions of Ivy Nile going into the ankle lock. Like she didn't realize which hand, which arm. And there was a lot of little sloppiness things. And that was a little bit throughout the night, honestly, when you looked at it, things there. But Dakota Kai got the win. And honestly, when she stomped Ivy Nile's head into the mat, I know the ref checked, but I believe Ivy Nile was knocked out, or at least knocked silly. Because, I mean, she had her hands there, and she went a little bit too far over the ropes. And then when she did the stomp on her head there on the ropes, it looked like Ivy Nile just made pure contact. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ivy's probably held out the next couple tapings. But we'll see. Next couple shows and see what happens there. Afterwards, also, Dakota Kai did a great job of selling the ankle and the knee and all that during the match. When she goes to pose with Lyra, she forgot that all that just happened. She's standing there looking tough and walking fine. So just a little bit of the no selling of the moves in the match, little things, small little details. Then Gunther is shown in the breezeway out with the people. He wanted to see what was all about the yeeting and everything else. He comes out through the crowd. Of course, the crowd boos him. They do, he talks a whole lot about Jey Uso's blood will be on the hands of the fans because of all the yeeting and all that stuff. Gunther looks at Cole and Pat McAfee and says, do you guys believe Jey can beat him at WrestleMania? He threw the mic at Pat. Pat says, yes, he believes it. I wish he would have just done yeet. I believe, he's like, there's going to be yeeting here, yeeting there. And yes, I believe he can. He should have just said yeet. And I believe that would have been good and then hit the music. I believe that went a little bit long with McAfee. But I don't know if McAfee went on his own there or if that was the original there. But I definitely would have just been one word. Do you think Jey Uso can beat me? And then McAfee could have, played it for a little bit and held it, in for a minute and just sat there, then raised his hands up, yeet, and then the music had hit and Jey Uso come running down. Of course, they battled back and forth. Security gets involved. Uso throws security away. Gunther locks in a sleeper hold. Uso gets out of it. And then, but here's the other thing too, and me and Frankie will probably discuss this tomorrow on the Squared Circle Digest. We have 61 days until WrestleMania. 2 months. How are they going to keep this going? And I get it. I seen, all of the stuff on the internet and everything else like that. Every time Jey comes in the building, it gets louder and louder. And that may be true. But you're looking at 61 days, almost 10 weeks away. How do you keep this going? And I know, we have discussed it, and I feel like there's got to be somehow where Jey gets taken out or just something's got to happen here because I can't see 10 weeks of this building up. And then when they get to WrestleMania, it having the impact that they want it to have because I believe everybody will be yeeted out by the time they get to WrestleMania. And you're right, Frankie, I forgot to put that. I wrote it down here Finn Balor goes back to Dom and says, no new members. So, yeah. But again, you've got 61 days, man. We've almost got, 10 weeks, 9 weeks, whatever it's going to be. And I don't know how they're going to keep that interest going. And I get it. Each building is going to have their, want to be the next one to yeet everywhere and this and that. But I don't know, for, us watching at home every week, it doesn't change. Maybe when you're in a building, the excitement there is different, but at home watching it, it doesn't feel any different every week. They did the Liv Raquel promo in the back talking about the Jade attack. And again, they didn't say yay, nay. They just said, if you get in our way, then we'll take you out like we're going to do Roxanne tonight. Penta took on Pete Dunne next. Kaiser was out there. They're doing this whole thing where I guess, I'm not sure if they're going to team up Dunne and Kaiser at some point or if it's going to be a triple threat. But to me, the triple threat now makes no sense because Penta has beat Dunne and Penta has beat Kaiser. And it's not like he beat them with roll-ups. He beat them clean. And then, no, I know being at live events are always better. But when you're showing this, like for 9 weeks, we're going to see Gunther and Jey Uso just fight and be separated by security for the next 9 weeks. So, and Frankie, I agree with you. I don't know if you're wrong when we first started, but I agree 100%. If there's not more to this and it does end up being Liv and Raquel, man, I feel like you missed something. I feel like you missed an opportunity. So, it's going to be interesting to see where they go from there. They did a Jey Uso promo in the back, and he just, goes and everything about everybody doubts him and everybody, the underdog story thing again. And it'll be interesting to see how again, 9 weeks, man. 9 weeks. Keep me interested. 9 weeks to keep me interested. And the rest of the WWE Universe. We'll see if it happens. Roxanne promo. I like the fact that they rolled that footage of Roxanne before her match with Raquel. Again, you can't take for granted that everybody watches NXT. So you do the whole, of what she's done. But then I did not like the way that she was presented in that match. It was almost like at the beginning of the match, she was like an enhancement talent. Raquel was just throwing her around, ragdolling her, and everything else. I mean, remember, she's an NXT champion, and I get that, maybe Triple H is going to do the same thing that VKM did, but like they sit there, you built her up on NXT to come up and get ragdolled for the whole first beginning of the match. Then she got her, she got the moves in and everything else. Then, of course, the music hits. It's Bring It On gear with Bianca and Naomi. They take out Liv, and then she hits Pop Rocks on Raquel. Although it looked more like a roll up, looked like a sunset flip roll up instead of the big bump that normally they take. And Roxanne gets the 3 count, and she is heading to Elimination Chamber. Congratulations, Roxanne. Roxanne, on the way to Elimination Chamber. So the 6 spots are now filled. And again, let's see, Shana says the whole Jade thing could have been way better than what it is. But see, here's the thing though, too, is, and I know we've discussed this a lot, myself and Frankie, is I don't know what the situation is. And I don't know what, it was like, at first they said it was a very serious illness. Then it was that she was injured. Then she was training at the PC Center. Then she wasn't training at the PC Center. So I don't know that or what the circumstances are. So I don't know if they're trying to, time out everything to where it makes sense, to where if she was, a serious illness, they had to take her out some way. And if she was, diagnosed with a serious illness, you're not going to have her go out there and take a beating. So, you do the whole thing with the car where it looks like somebody took her out, put her through the window of the car, and then, you let her go do her things. And so, but again, I don't know what the whole situation is. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, she was on vacation, but was it on vacation or was she just getting away from whatever the issues are going on? I mean, you still keep your social media presence up, regardless. So we'll see. Again, I don't know what is and isn't, but we will see. And I just hope that they do a little bit more stuff than just being, hey, it is Liv and Raquel. They took out Jade. No, make it more. I don't think Bianca or Naomi should be in the chamber match since already have gold. There's so many ladies that deserve a spot in the chamber. You know what? I would say yes to that, but who? Who? Who would you put into the Elimination Chamber? Right now, the 6 are Naomi, Bianca, Alexis, Roxanne, Liv, and Bayley. Those are your 6 women in the match. So who else would you put in there that don't have titles? Because the only other 2 that I would think, to me right now, again, Trish is coming back for a one-off with Tiffany. So, I mean, I wouldn't put Trish in a damn, again, come on, man. Come on. You're going to take the spot away from Bianca and Naomi and put Trish in it? Jesus Christ, man. Can we get to 2025? You're telling me you'd rather see Trish Stratus versus Rhea Ripley than Rhea Ripley versus against Bianca Belair? There's no way. I'd rather see Bianca versus Rhea over that. So we'll see. Honestly, I don't have an issue with who they got. The issue I had was how they got there, because you had Bayley beat your women's IC champion, and then you had who was it? Who beat was it Bayley that beat Chelsea? Who beat Chelsea? No, Naomi. Naomi beat Chelsea on Friday. So you had your women's Intercontinental and women's U.S. champion lose in qualifying matches to get to the Elimination Chamber. And again, I don't like having champions lose in those situations. I feel like it just takes away from the title. Why are they the champion then? You should have them lose the title. So the way they got to the 6, I have an issue with. But the 6 they have in there, I mean, I don't have an issue with that. Who else are you going to throw in there? You've taken Nia out because you put her in a tag team match with Trish and Tiffany. Becky Lynch hasn't come back yet. So, again, do you put, and then this is one of Frankie's old favorites. Why don't you, if Becky does come back after the Elimination Chamber, you can make that match a triple threat. If it's Bianca, Rhea, and Becky as a triple threat for the title, I take that over Trish versus Rhea. But hey, that's just me. So there you go. You got those now. Seth Rollins cuts a promo. Then Karrion Kross comes in and he says, Sami Zayn, you still have time to turn things around. Very interested to see where they go with this Karrion Kross thing, because there was just a lot of things that Karrion Kross can do. AOP is gone now. Miz is over on the other side, so it's Karrion Kross and Scarlett. And I like the little things that they do with them. I just want to see it turn into something a little bit more. I love the way they do the promos, the way he comes out, the way he kind of talks, and then see how things roll out. But I would like to see a little bit more on that end. Zoe Stark. Frankie. Zoe freaking Stark. Then they did the promo with Io Sky promoting her match The Monday after the Elimination Chamber, it will be Rhea Ripley taking on Io Sky. And again, just little things, little subtle things. I thought this was good just to kind of, keep it out there. We didn't see Rhea tonight. At least I don't remember seeing her. Maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't remember seeing her at all on the Netflix portion that I saw. New Day cut their promo saying get well soon, Ray. They kind of ran down, the Ray, the fans about, everybody's on them, but all they're doing is stating truth, stating the facts. It's almost like they're taking a page out of the Frankie Fresco, book of anything. I don't even know what the hell the book is that Frankie Fresco has, but it's never their fault, right? They're always doing right. It's the Hangman Adam Page type thing in AEW, where look, they're here doing, right, and everybody else is against them. Alba Fry. Can we spell one thing right? Anybody? I mean, we had Becky Lynch. It's Alba Fry, and it should be Fire. I mean, can we get something correct, Frankie Fresco? Are you still tired, man? I know you had a long weekend, but man, can we get the correcting correctly? Just saying. Just asking. And then the LWO came out, and I was like, oh God, here we go. Dragon Lee cutting a great promo, and then the LWO 3-on-2 goes in and whoops Kofi and Xavier's ass. It's like, damn, this is the most I've seen the LWO get on anybody. So we'll see where this goes. They did the Bianca and Naomi promo again about the Bring It On and stuff, and I just feel like there's more to this than just being Liv and Raquel. Please, Triple H. I know nobody's watching this from WWE. But if anybody is that can get them something, just at least try to make it something else, please. Do not make it just Liv and Raquel. Thank you. Then they did the main event. It was Seth against Balor. Balor attacked early and, hit the pedigree, then went for the coup de grace, missed it. Overall, man, it was a very good back and forth match. Balor mistimed the kick out, which really threw off, to me, that spot of the match, but then they got it back at the end. I thought the end was a pretty damn good finish. The whole sequence leading up to Rollins hitting the stomp and then just kind of falling over, Balor just exhausted and getting the victory and punching his ticket now to the Elimination Chamber. Now, this Elimination Chamber, it's going to be interesting, man. The winner takes on Cody, and the contestants are Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, John Cena, and CM Punk. So it's going to be very interesting to see which path is the path they take to WrestleMania on March 1st. I think we're 2 weeks away from that pay-per-view, 2 Saturdays away. So it's going to be very interesting to see which path it goes and then what other matches are made, because as I've said, this is the one WrestleMania where coming out of Royal Rumble, I still don't have a good feel of what the card is going to be. I know, yes, we got Jay, we got Gunther, we got Tiffany, we got Charlotte. But other than that, it just did not, I just don't have a good feel on what the other matches are going to be and which way they're going to go. So this Elimination Chamber will, or maybe the Elimination Chamber gives us more questions. I don't know on what they do. You just saw the replay, right? Yeah, she just looked like, and the ref went to squeeze her hand, and then at the same time, Dakota's picking her up. So hopefully everything's good with her there. The Evolve stuff is just the not the NIL, the WWE ID the independent talent that is signed or been ID'd by WWE, it's giving them more of TV time. So again, once they do get signed, you've seen them in action. You know, it's more along that. That's what the Evolve is. You're going to get those matches, and then you'll start leading up to the NXT, and then you'll go from Evolve to NXT, hopefully the main roster, and that's kind of how your evolution of a WWE career looks like it's going to go, the path that it will take. They haven't done right by Ivy Nile in a while. I think the problem there is that you are going to... Ivy Nile has always been associated with the Creeds. Even when they were the Diamond Mine with Roderick Strong. Like, I feel like she's been, typecast into that role of being with the Creeds. And ultimately, I think what they need to do is just break that away and let her go on her own and then figure out what Ivy Nile is. Because right now, I still feel like she's just a body right now because she's associated with the Creeds. And the Creeds will get the accolades, where Ivy Nile will just kind of be a decent talent that just gets kind of beat. Thought they were having that other show on A&E. They have LFG now, which is supposedly, those are, other athletes that they've brought in that they're going to train to kind of boost it up. What I think LFG is actually is... when they did the NIL stuff, the next in line with the college athletes, they picked out the ones they thought could do it quickly. And then this show is going to be built around that, so that that one person that wins, like Tough Enough, will automatically, either go to NXT with a contract, or, I don't think the main roster. I think they just go straight to NXT or whatever. I didn't watch the first episode on Sunday. I was out, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing. So I don't know what the payoff is, if there is a payoff. But I think what they're going to end up doing is allowing they picked out who they thought could get through it quickly, and then with the help of them, they're going to make the show. But ultimately, I think you're going to see them build up a few personalities. And then you'll probably see, the winner automatically get a contract, and you'll see the others kind of signed to NXT deals or developmental deals, which is what happened all the time with your Tough Enoughs. For those that don't know, Maven won a Tough Enough. Miz was like the runner-up, but then Miz was signed as well. You had Josh Matthews, who ended up becoming an announcer from there. You had a lot of talent that was in those Tough Enoughs that ended up, moving on and coming through and being, even the Boogeyman. I think he lied about his age, and then they brought him in, and he could work, and they put the Boogeyman thing on him, and he was like 40-something years old at the time when they signed him, and it worked out for them. So we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Cheyenne says, I love seeing Mickey James on that preview. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. We'll see about that, Frankie. We'll see about that. Couple other questions. Get them in here momentarily. Don't forget to follow me on X at StanleyMedia_11. I'm on Twitch at Sean Stanley Sports Talk. On Facebook at Stanley Media House Network. Also, go to the YouTube channel, Stanley Media House Network, and hit that subscribe, hit the notifications. When we go live, you'll get those notifications. And we will be discussing on Wednesday night. Don't forget tomorrow night, actually. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. It will be myself and Frankie Fresco talking a lot about, I'm having a little couple of connection issues here, but I think I'm doing okay now. I don't think I'm freezing. It might be your internet possibly there, Cheyenne. Just so you know. I don't think it's me. I don't think it's... I didn't freeze. I was just kidding. But appreciate everybody that has been along for the ride. This has been the Raw recap, and I appreciate each and every one of you that has been on here tonight. I can place blame on whoever. That's what the greatest thing about this. I can place blame on everybody. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m., join me, Frankie Fresco, The Squared Circle Digest. It will be on the air at 7 p.m. Also, I'll let you know now, in 2 weeks, we will have to be moving over to, we'll probably move to Wednesday. I will be out Tuesday. I know Frankie was already going to be out, but now I had something come up as well. So in 2 Tuesdays, it is the 25th, I believe, is the, not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. We'll probably move to Wednesday that week. But tomorrow, 7 p.m., The Squared Circle Digest. And, of course, Wednesday, we will talk AEW Dynamite. Until tomorrow, 7 p. I'll talk to you then.